Africa is the second largest continent on Earth. There, between 1,500 to 2,000 languages are spoken. Also, Africa is the source of the world's longest river and is home to the world's oldest university. The richest man ever is African, and the world's largest hottest desert is in Africa. When you think about the biggest killers in Africa, some of the first names to come to mind are crocodile, lion, leopard, and even the mosquito. But many people often overlook the fact that the hippopotamus is actually the biggest killer of humans of all large African animals. Although hippos are herbivores, these highly territorial animals are estimated to kill an incredible 3,000 people each year. Whoa, that's like 8 people a day. Hello, wonderful person. And welcome to the Fact Factory. If you enjoy random facts and stories, please hit the like button because it helps us out a lot. Also, subscribe, share and hit the bell to be notified when new videos are uploaded. We really appreciate you. Now back to the show. The hippopotamus, also called the hippo, is a large, mostly herbivorous, semi-aquatic mammal and native to sub-Saharan Africa. From 7.5 to 1.8 million years ago, an ancestor to the modern hippo, Archaeopteryx, lived in Africa and the Middle East. This means hippopotamus may have diverged as far back as 8 million years ago. Hippos are the closest living relatives of whales, but they are not the ancestors of whales. Both hippos and whales evolved from four-legged, hoofed ancestors that lived on land about 50 million years ago. Other modern-day animals in this category include giraffe, deer, pigs and cows. Hippos are the third largest land animal. They lack sweat glands and have thin outer skin, which often gets bruised while fighting. Because of this, these animals cool themselves by dipping themselves in water and mud. Hippos spend around 16 hours of the day in water. They are known to be able to hold their breath for up to 5 minutes underwater. Hippos prefer to live in shallow waters of rivers as they can easily sleep there when they are half submerged in the river water. With their eyes, ears, and nostrils on the top of the head, hippos can hear, see, and breathe while most of their body is underwater. Also, they can't actually swim, they just walk underwater. The skin of a hippo is around 2 inches thick and is almost bulletproof, but a hippo can be shot down if the bullet pierces its torso, where the skin is thin. Despite their heavy body, hippos can run at very fast speeds of 32 miles per hour. They are good runners and have a high potential for agility. Having no sweat glands, they do secrete a fluid produced by the subdermal glands that acts like sweat and helping to control body temperature. It is a reddish oily fluid sometimes called blood sweat. But the fluid is not sweat. Unlike sweat, which some mammals, including humans, secrete onto their skin, where it evaporates and therefore cools the body, this fluid functions as a skin moisturizer, water repellent and antibiotic. It appears red when exposed to full sunlight, which led the first discoverers in Africa to call it blood sweat. Many people think that hippos eat meat because they're so large in size. However, hippos are actually herbivores, meaning they only feed on plants. The majority of their diet consists of short grasses, but they will eat fruit if it's available. The life expectancy for hippos is around 40 to 50 years in the wild. A hippopotamus can die due to many other reasons like loss of habitat, unavailability of food, water pollution, and hunting by humans. Other than that, a full-grown adult doesn't have much in the way of natural predators. Crocodiles, lions, hyenas, and leopards are all potential threats while growing up, but the most dangerous thing to a young hippo is another hippo. The hippopotamus is social, living in groups of 10 to 30 individuals. The herd has several adult females and several adult males, but they will not tolerate humans getting between them and the water. Females are particularly defensive and aggressive if anyone gets between them and their young. Baby hippos are called calves. They only weigh 110 pounds after birth and are mostly born underwater. They have pink skin at birth, which slowly achieves its normal color, similar to other hippos. The baby hippo stays with its mother till it reaches the age of sexual maturity. Female hippos develop and reach sexual maturity at the age of 5, while male hippos are sexually mature when they complete 7 to 8 years of age alongside their mother. Brutal attacks in a battle for dominance between two male hippos, in which the male who wins will likely kill the young after defeating and running off the infant's father. This will allow the females to be ready to mate again. Male hippopotamuses submerge the female hippo in the water forcibly, and they mate in the water. The gestation period in hippos lasts for 240 days, and the female hippos only give birth to one calf per litter. After giving birth, a female hippopotamus won't ovulate for about 1 year and a half. This means that a female generally only has one offspring every 2 years. There are many wild animals that people tried to domesticate. Some of the domestications become successful, and some go wrong. Hippos are not great pets because it is not possible to domesticate a hippopotamus. They can be tamed, but for a short period only. Hippos can be easily tamed when they are young, but when they grow up, they become more unpredictable, and it could be dangerous. Domesticating them is a silly and dangerous idea. Hippos live exclusively in Africa, except the cocaine hippos. The cocaine hippos are descendants of animals that the notorious drug kingpin, Pablo Escobar, illegally imported to his Colombian ranch in the 1980s when he reigned over the country's drug trade. After his death in a 1993 shootout with authorities, the hippos were abandoned at the estate and left to thrive with no natural predators, so their numbers have increased in the last 8 years from 35 to around 100. Today the Colombian government is going back and forward over whether to kill or sterilize the hippos, whose numbers are growing at a fast pace and pose a threat to biodiversity. The hippos are spreading across Colombia's biggest river basin, from which many thousands of people make their living. Ecologists say they wreak havoc on the environment. Nutrients in the hippo's feces fuel algae blooms, which reduce oxygen levels in the water. That can kill fish, hurting local businesses and industries. The worst-case scenario could see them reproduce to reach around 1,400 individuals by 2034. Wow, who knew hippos could be so interesting? Thank you for watching. Be sure to like and leave a comment on what interesting topic we should do next. Also, hit the subscribe and bell button. And I'll see you in the next one.